Hello everyone, this is John. I am back again with another episode of my speed run to 1500 ELO on chess.com. Today we are currently rated about 1451 and we are going to see how close we can get to 1500. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Alright, so here we go, we got the white pieces. I'm going to be playing d4, see what black must reply. And here I'll be playing c4, the Queen's Gambit. So let's see what we get here. Alright, we got the Queen's Gambit accepted. So black has given up the center. I'm going to reply with e4, taking the full center here. And knight f6. Okay. So I'm going to follow up simply by defending my pawn here on e4. And I'm prepared to capture on c4. Let's see what black wants to do. I would probably expect e5 or c5. Okay, so they're blocking in their c pawn, which is worth noting, and knight f3 would be the natural move to defend my pawn here on d4, which is attacked twice. However, they're probably going to follow up with bishop g4 in that case. So if they play bishop g4, so knight f3, bishop g4, bishop e3 is the natural move, and then probably e5 is what they're angling for. In which case, they would be threatening to take on d4. So what would I play there? Could consider e5 there. Kicking the knight probably goes to a5, queen a5 check, and queen d7. I think that looks fine for me. So again, expecting bishop g4 here. Yep, and bishop e3, as I mentioned, just defending the d4 pawn. I'm expecting e5, fighting for the d4 square, or at least e6, so they can develop this bishop here. If they play e6, I'm ready to recapture and castle soon. Black taking a little bit of a think here. Okay, so they take. And this move I actually had not considered. Problem is, if I take this way, take, and then if I take back, this queen is pretty good there, and also protects d4, or c4 rather. So I may be forced to play g takes, which would certainly take this game in a different direction. Although, let's do it. I don't mind too much. We now have the open g file, and we have the bishop pair. Still looking to take on, yes, so he goes here now, or they go here now. I could play here, and I think closing down the center looks good for me, because my king is in the center and I'll likely be castling queenside. Alright, so here, if they go here, they blunder their e-pawn, so I'm not expecting that. This move runs into queen a4, so I think they're going to be forced to play knight e7, which is obviously not an amazing square for the knight, and I'm ready to capture on c4 after this. So they do go for this, but I don't see what I'm missing here. This looks like it just loses a pawn. Okay, I'll take the pawn. C6 possibly. C6, bishop takes C4. And I am now ready to castle queenside, if it makes sense. I can also consider here, but then knight comes here and then it's looking to jump into f4, which is kind of an annoying square if my queen moves. Okay. Re-attack my queen. Queen takes c4. Looks like it makes a lot of sense here. Do have a little bit of time though. Obviously, unfortunately, I can't take. Although this is a central pawn, so I'm not sure. Okay, I do have knight a4 here, targeting the pawn. And it looks like black is preparing to castle kingside, which if they go kingside, I can always play rook g1. Okay, I'm gonna go long here. Bishop d3 looks like a solid move after e5. This would be a sacrifice. Yeah, so they're preparing b4, which makes sense. And what if I now play e5? e5, b5, queen e2. Bishop moves probably here. If the, well, I think it's time to play e5. This move is a little slow. If they take the pawn, I can pin, and they're gonna have some problems defending this, because if you defend with your queen, I don't think you want to do that. Possibly I'm wrong. Well, if you defend with your queen, I have f4, winning the bishop. And if you don't take, if you play b5, I move back, and this is a fork. And my knight defends the queen there, so we'll see what we get here. I could be missing something, but this looks like it was my chance to punish black's opening play. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pin the bishop. And f4. I possibly am going to be losing this pawn in some lines after b4. Well, actually, b4, f takes to e5. And I'm threatening here. And your queen. So this looks like a tricky position for black. King is a little bit exposed. they don't have a light square bishop, so potentially playing king b1 at some point makes sense just to get off of the diagonal here. Not the diagonal. Okay, so this just looks like it blunders the knight and the bishop, because what if I take? If they don't take, I take the queen and take with the rook, and I think I'm getting 2 pieces there, so I will just go ahead. I did end up losing the d5 pawn like I thought I might, but I did not expect it to happen like this. And we can just see that black was a little slow to develop. And okay, I'll take with the knight just to centralize the piece and threaten the fork. Do also have this check. Does that do anything? Not that I can see. Alright, I will take with the knight, threatening knight b6. And here, I feel like my pieces need to come out. So bishop a3, or not a, bishop h3, bishop b2 might make even more sense, aligning with the rook in the corner, and also preparing the rook to come in. Are they now threatening f6? So here, f6, check, takes, rook d1. King has to move to this square. Rook e4 check. And that looks like mate. What other moves could be played here? Challenging my rook, I take, and I can always just drop back. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for bishop h3. Hopefully this doesn't lose me the game, but f6, go into this line. Now king has to go here, and this looks like mate to me. Yep. All right, good game from my opponent here, and I am now up to 1472. So excited with that. All right, let's hop into a brief analysis. I feel that game was a little bit in my favor. And let's see here. I'm curious about this position. This is all kind of standard. Knight c6 blocks the c-pawn, so that's a little bit of a question mark. And g takes was best, which is cool. Playing with the open g file, d5 was best. And here just blunders a pawn, so I'm happy to take that pawn. Thanks for the pawn. Could have been better here. Queen e3, so not taking the pawn, but okay. The position I wanted to analyze, yes. Here, this move just seemed a little bit slow. And I shouldn't be analyzing with the engine because it's just giving me all the answers. But the best move here, which is the move I played, e5. After this, just all kinds of tactics here, and game kind of got away from black. And also, luckily for me, was able to spot the threat f6 and mate. So, yes, I do realize that is a very quick analysis, and I am working to improve my analysis skills. That seems very important to me to get up to a higher level in chess. But this game was just kind of a quick one for today, and it all came down to, in my opinion, this was the critical position, a6. Just allowing the fork here and opening the e-file with the king there was just a little bit too dangerous for black. So yes, this has been John, everyone. Thank you for watching my video, and have a nice day. Bye.